In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 money advice that is definitely outdated, because as we grow and time moves on and things change, so does the economy. And a lot of us might be adhering to old style money advice. Hi, my name is Adrian and this is my channel, Always Talk Money. I like to talk money as it relates to everyday life. Now, with that being said, let's get into the video. The first money advice that is definitely outdated for 2023 and beyond is that your house is an investment. Listen, real estate is still very viable. You can house hack, you can invest in REITs, and also you can do commercial land flipping or have rental property. But in terms of the house that you live in being an investment, it's no longer viable. When the baby boomer generation was coming up in the 80s, the average home price was around $50,000. Now in present time, the average home price is close to $400,000. There's no way you're really gonna realistically be able to turn that into a nest egg or an investment. Instead, you want to either invest in REITs, rent out the property that you own so that someone else can pay that mortgage, or you can house hack, meaning you buy a property and live in half and someone rents the other half, or another type of real estate investing. But the primary residence that you live in is no longer an investment, because the interest rates, especially now that inflation is kicking in, it's just not going to be worth it, as well as the overinflated home prices when you sell it in 5 to 10 years, 15 years maybe. But guess what? Is $15,000 to $20,000 going to be a nest egg for you? Gone are the days when you could buy a house for $50K in the 80s and fast forward 30 years and be able to sell it for $700,000, $800,000, even $1 million. That's boomer advice, and that's not going to apply to millennials and Gen Z. So that's one outdated money advice. Your house, your primary residence, is no longer an investment. The second old-time money advice that's not going to work in 2023 and beyond is another one from the boomer era generation when they were coming up. And that's simply that a one-income household can be able to pay all the bills. Now, yes, there are ultra wealthy people and ultra high net worth people and people who maybe work in tech and earn a lot of money. But for the most part, the average American, you cannot live off of one income anymore. Gone are the days when the nuclear family, where the dad goes to work and the mom is a housewife and you have 2 children and the white picket fence and the house, and you could survive off of just one income. That's just not going to work for most people in 2023 and beyond. Instead, as many people in that household that can work needs to be working. It's just simply because it's more economically viable if everyone is pitching into that bucket, so you can build wealth, so you can be able to have financial freedom. One income is just not going to do it. The average American household income is about $60K. And for a family of 4, that's a mom and a dad and 2 children, to live off of $60K is simply very hard. So imagine having to live off of one income. That's just simply not going to work. Guys, if you're liking this video so far and if it's bringing you value, please hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, and please consider subscribing and being a part of the family. We have new videos coming out twice every week. The third money advice that's not going to work in 2023 and beyond for most people is the abundant retirement. Gone are the days when you can get pensions and Social Security would be able to cover a lot of your expenses. But with inflation going forward, millennials and Gen Zers are going to have to subsidize their retirement massively. We cannot rely on the government, and we definitely cannot rely on your job. Pensions have largely gone away. There are no more pensions. And a lot of young people, if you're watching this, you're probably wondering, what the heck is a pension? If you are older, leave it down in the comments down below. Let these young people know what a pension was. But essentially, when you used to work at a job for 30, 40 years, your job would basically give you your salary in retirement. That was what a pension was. But that's no longer a thing for most American companies. Instead, that was largely replaced by the 401k, which is still a good program, but is not as good as a pension, right? Because all you have to do was have time served. In a 401k, you can get an employee match, which is free money. But the caveat is you also have to contribute first before you can get that employer match. So it's a double-edged sword. Also, with the budget cuts and the stress on Social Security, Security and the fact that even boomers are trillions in shortfall in terms of their retirement savings, we are headed to a future where an abundant retirement is not the thing to look forward to. If you really want to have an abundant retirement, you have to take control of it yourself, whether through entrepreneurship, whether through more aggressive investing outside of your 401k. Because a little known fact, a lot of employer-sponsored 401k have really bad investments in them. Sometimes they're good, but for the most part, they're not as good. They'll have one or two really good performing stocks or ETFs, but for the rest of them, they are underperforming because those are picked by some lady in HR that does not know anything about investing. By the way, I have an investing guide. If you are interested in that, it will definitely teach you how to invest on your own. Link in the description down below. But a lot of these funds that are sponsored by employers do not have good investments, good growth stock ETFs in them, and the returns are paltry. So if you have a 401k and if you're going to get Social Security, you need a third source of retirement income if you really want an abundance retirement. The fourth money advice that's outdated for this day and age for most Americans for 2023 and beyond is that college is the be all end all and that it's worth it. We all know we are in a student loan debt crisis. Payments are going to be resumed shortly because of the government and the debt ceiling that we have been dealing with. And a lot of people are six figures in student loan debt. The average student loan debt is about $40,000 for federal loans and about $60,000 for private loans. So in essence, if you went to college and you didn't get a degree in the STEM fields where you can earn a high income, by and large, college is not worth it. And again, this is a boomer era advice, but for millennials like us and Gen Zers, the younger people who might be watching this channel, college is not the be all end all. Do not follow that money advice. You have to treat college like a business decision. You have to be able to see what income can you expect for that job that you're looking for. Also, if you're going to work in civil service like teacher or the government, I know after 10 years of service, they will forgive your student loans under specific circumstances. But at the same time, it does not mean you should go to an expensive college, because before you get that forgiveness for those 10 years, you have to be making your payments. That's one of the qualifications to get those forgiven. It's not worth it to put yourself in six-figure debt to start your life, because a lot of people who are in student loan debt, they're starting their life. You're in your early 20s, right? You need to have a good start in life, and a good start in life is you want to start that debt free. The fifth money advice that is definitely outdated is that investing is risky. If you know someone who's older in your family, they probably keep all their money in the bank or in their home, right? Because they think a home is the safest place to keep your money in terms of having a nest egg and paying off your home and being able to have that be the majority of your net worth, or keep it in a bank where you know it won't lose value as much. It loses value in terms of inflation, but investing is not risky. Once you educate yourself, it's really not a risk. Invest in good growth stock mutual funds. Yes, you are going to lose money, but that's what investing is. But that money, you're not actually losing it, because if you stay invested in the market, eventually what goes down will go back up. Now, this is not investing advice, but if you Google any generic Warren Buffett advice, he will say the same thing. You just be patient and not watch those investments. You are going to make money long term. 20, 30 years, investing is not risky. So if you have older people in your family telling you about, oh, the pitfalls of investing, all they're looking at is things like NFTs and Bitcoins and just all these other type of scammy stuff. But the real prudent investors are really making millions and billions of dollars every single year by just keeping it simple. Again, I have an investing guide, link in the description down below if you want to check that out. Now, that's it for the end of the video, guys. I appreciate you guys for checking in. Please give the video a like. Let me know in the comments down below if there's any outdated money advice that you no longer follow. Subscribe and become part of the community. New videos every Monday and Thursday. And shout out to Miko for editing this video. I'll see you guys. Peace.